Epic action death fight showdown, Wildmutt versus Goblins. Hey everyone, picture this. The moon is hanging high in the sky, casting a soft, eerie glow over a dense, fog-covered forest. It's the perfect backdrop for an epic showdown, right? Tonight, we're diving into an intense battle featuring one of our favorite characters, Wildmutt, the fierce alien warrior, as he faces off against a horde of menacing goblins. Let's get into the action. Out of the mist, a dozen twisted figures start to emerge. Their hunched backs and glowing red eyes make it clear these aren't your friendly neighborhood goblins. These guys are ripped and armed, their jagged weapons glinting ominously in the moonlight. You can almost feel the malice in the air as they make their way toward Wildmutt, forming an encircling barrier. It's about to get wild. Suddenly, the first goblin lunges at Wildmutt with a rusty axe. But hold on, this isn't a fair fight. Wildmutt dodges with lightning speed, and bam! He slams his massive claw into the goblin's chest. Guess what? The poor goblin goes crashing into a tree, snapping it in half like a twig. But Wildmutt doesn't have time to admire his handiwork. He spins around and readies himself as two more goblins charge at him from either side. With a mighty leap, Wildmutt twists midair and lands on one goblin, raking his claws across its face. The creature howls in agony before crumpling to the ground. The second goblin tries to stab Wildmutt with a spear, but our fierce hero flips over the weapon, and with one fluid motion, he slashes the goblin's throat. Talk about a combo. As the remaining goblins realize their friends have fallen, they start to close in on Wildmutt. They've got their weapons ready, and a chorus of guttural growls fills the forest. It's like a pack of angry dogs eager to take down their prey. But Wildmutt isn't backing down. With a mighty roar, he flares his quills, deflecting the blows of their jagged blades. He swipes at three goblins, sending them tumbling through the air and crashing into the bushes. Can you feel that adrenaline rush? But wait, things are about to get even crazier. Here comes the biggest goblin of them all, sporting bone armor and wielding a massive spiked mace. This dark figure steps forward, snarling a challenge as it locks eyes with Wildmutt. The tension in the air is palpable. It's like a scene straight out of an action movie as these two warriors size each other up. Without a moment's hesitation, the goblin charges with its mace swinging down like it's trying to crush a mountain. Wildmutt dodges at the last second, and crash the ground splits and shakes as the mace hits the earth. With a fierce growl, Wildmutt pounces back, clawing at the goblin's armor. Sparks fly, but this time the goblin barely flinches. It retaliates with a powerful backhand that sends Wildmutt skidding across the dirt. Ouch! But Wildmutt is not giving up. He digs his claws into the ground and launches himself forward again. This time, he aims for the goblin's legs and sinks his teeth into its unarmored calf. The goblin bellows in pain and swings its mace again, but Wildmutt is quick on his feet and darts away, leaving a trail of goblin blood behind. Now, Wildmutt senses it's time to turn the tide. He leaps onto the goblin's back, his quills digging into its flesh as the creature thrashes wildly, trying desperately to shake him off. But Wildmutt has his grip locked tight. With a powerful bite, he sinks his teeth into the goblin's neck and bam, he severs its jugular. The beast collapses to its knees, its lifeblood pooling beneath it. As everything falls silent around him, Wildmutt stands victorious, quills slick with blood and chest heaving. The air is heavy with the aftermath of battle, and the echoes of chaos fade into the night. He sniffs the air just to be sure no other enemies are lurking in the shadows. Finally, with a triumphant roar that shakes the very trees, he asserts his dominance over this forest. With the goblins defeated, Wildmutt surveys the clearing littered with his foes, letting out a roar that signifies his victory. But he doesn't linger too long. The forest has a mind of its own, and our hero turns and disappears into the shadows, leaving behind the stories of his might. And that's a wrap, folks. The legend of Wildmutt will echo through the goblins' tales for generations as the feral warrior who took them down one by one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts on this epic showdown in the comments below. What do you think Wildmutt's next adventure should be? Until next time, stay wild.